A place where I'm missing can be.
If you're looking for a real church, come to God's perfect will, yeah. House by God's perfect will, come to God's perfect will. Oh, 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 oh. Come on over, come on over, come on over, come on over, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. House by God's perfect will, come to God's perfect will, where the come to God's perfect will, if you're looking for a will.
And he said unto them, Be not afraid. Ye seek Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. Behold, the place where they laid him. But go your way, tell his disciples and Peter that he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him, as he said unto you. It's time to get up. This passage of scripture, I know we deal with the normal resurrection message, and we go in here again because I think we always put the emphasis on Jesus got up, but the emphasis need to be on, can you get up? Come on. Some of us ourselves need to be resurrected. Some of us ourselves need to be healed. Some of us ourselves need to be delivered. A lot of us got problems and situations going through. So we always talk about Jesus, but what about us? Where did we lay at? And are we still there? I know Jesus was in the grave for 3 days, but why are you in there for 3 years? Why are you still depressed? Why are you still stressed out? Because you know what? Life will resurrect you. It will kill you. See, we go through the same burial, risen again, and we go through that same process. There's 3 steps when you get resurrected, but 2 of them are not so great. One, you got to go through death. That's the first step. You die to stuff. Stuff die to you. Relationships died. Your job died. Your love for people died. Feelings die. So many things die during your day. And one day you go through that process of death, burial, and resurrection every day. You don't believe that? Okay. All day long you got killed. You got stressed out on your job. You got mad. You got tired. You were dying. Then you got buried. You went to bed stressed out. You buried. Then you got resurrected. You got up, got out of bed, and you feel a little bit better. You pray. I hope you prayed, and God delivered you, so you can get up again to go back out the door and hit it again and get buried and risen every day. That's what you go. You go to the same process every day. Amen. Every time you wake up, something killed you yesterday. You were buried when you went to sleep, and you rose again when you got up and do it all over again. And that's the life we live. That's why the Bible says we die daily. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. But it's time to get up. We can't lay down there all the time. It's time for us to get up. We talk about Jesus. Jesus already did his job. That's why we don't have to pay the cost for what Jesus already done. I know we talking about grace, but grace come by faith. And faith without works is dead. Don't tell them. I ain't going to sit here and lie to everybody and tell them, oh, you once saved, always saved, and you can live like you want, and God. No, that's not how it works. Because by faith, we are believing God and working it out. You can't get it overnight, and you can't, let me say, you can't live abundant life and saying, oh God, I'm saved, but I'm still smoking weed. You still hooked. Where's your abundant life? You looking over at her, she looking at you. Both of y'all got knives in the back of y'all pocket, ready to fight each other when y'all married. You can't live abundant life, and you can't sleep with the one you call an enemy. You can't have hell in your house like that. Your house supposed to be your sanctuary. I know I'm going to fight when I go to the job. I know I'm going to fight when I go to the mall. I know I'm going to fight wherever I go, but at least my house should be a sanctuary. And don't be raising hell in the church. That's going to be holy ground. While I'm looking at you cockeyed across the room and got an attitude with my sister, and I'm in church. We should love one another when we get here. And not talk about each other when we get out the parking lot. Let me say this. Let's not make salvation just in these 2 hours or hour you worship. Your salvation should be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when you're at the mall. After you go right there and you go to the trough, all you can eat when you get out of here. Don't lay out the waitress. Don't go to Old Country Buffet. Don't go to IHOP and talking about the spoon dirty. It's $1. It's a $10 plate. It's a dishwasher plate. If you want it shining, pay $25 or $50 for the plate, and you get that kind of service. But you're going to the trough. Don't act like you in shape. Let's be real, y'all. Wake up. Get up from that mentality. If you want better, then do better. Then give better. If you want to, I don't know why we in our community, we got these champagne dreams and Kool-Aid money. We want the best, but don't give the best. We'll sit here and criticize, oh, it's hot in here, and check it costs. It costs to be something great. Greatness don't go on sale. Amen. Greatness never, like I tell people, Neiman Marcus never had a red tag sale. Because if you can't afford it, you don't need to be here. Greatness is the same way. It will cost you. In any way you try to cheapen it, you will cheapen yourself. It costs you to do something. It don't come free. And guess what? All the free stuff that we people been getting, they cutting all of it out. Now you got to work for the same thing they gave you. But see, I'm going to be the one that I say, Lord, if I ever, me personally, now I'm talking about me, right? Me, if I'm hurting or I need help and a person look at me funny and like, can you help me? And they're like, oh. No, never mind. I'll drag my leg and get it myself before I ask you again. I'll go outside and get a stick and do it. So let me say something, people. You got to be focused on what you're doing. Let me say this. Love God. Want God. Because see, people don't understand, when you die here, you got to go to God. You got to want God. You got to be who God called you to be. But you got to get up. You got to get up. And I don't mean get up out of your bed, but get out that mentality of thinking. Amen. Let me say that most times people can't deal with God because you know what? They ain't spiritual minded. That's why people can't sit through Bible study, can't sit through service. They can't do nothing because that spiritual man ain't awakened. So when you start talking about something spiritual, they don't get it. If I come up here in the prayer line, that's why they stand up there for 1 minute and they say, oh, my hip hurt. But you were standing up there talking. You'll stand there for 2 hours for a movie ticket. I seen some African Americans, 400 of them stand up to spend $300 for some Jordans. But when we want to pray for you, oh man, who is hot in here? Oh Lord, my hip hurt, because you're not spiritually awakened. And that's where you go, this body gonna die. But your soul, your psyche, your consciousness, your real you is your soul. And that's got to be awakened. Because this flesh is weak. That's why you can't leave Johnny alone. This flesh is, I don't care, we in the flesh, it will grab you. Stuff will grip you. And you got to wake up out of that situation. If you can change your mind, you can change your whole world. You got to change the way you think. If you think you ain't going to make it, you ain't going to make it. The Bible said, so a man think of such as he. If you think you this, you're going to act like that. Oh, I'm going to be broke for the rest of my life. Go ahead, buddy, you're right. You're going to be broke, but I don't. Well, I was in the hood. I was in the hood too. I got shot at too. Deacon right here, we were standing up there talking, and we saw bullets at our heads. We saw people die in the street. We came from the same neighborhood. Let me tell people, when people come to me, Pastor, you don't understand. I come from the hood. I did too. I came in the height of the 80s where they were I've been thrown across police cars more than, I had to dress like a prep. I ain't lying. I had, every time I wore this bomber jacket, fresh bomber jacket, black leather with the fur on it, the bomber one, and had some Nike Airs. I came outside and I finally raised some money to get me to look like everybody else. So I finally came out with my bomber jacket, walked up the street, and before I know, I was flying across the car with a gun in my face. Police saying, get and checking me, while the drug dealers laughing at me up the street. So I went there, so I said, okay, I ain't got it. I wore my bomber jacket. The next week, thrown across the car. About the 3 times I figured it out, I can't wear this jacket no more. I finally bought a jacket, and I couldn't even wear it around my neighborhood because they identified me with somebody else. But see, the problem was I was trying to look like them. So I got treated like them. So I had to act, and once I put on my preppy overcoat, leather coat looking like Shaft, ain't nobody mess with me. They even wave at me, hey, boy, hey. And let me say this. When we act like folk or do what they do, we get what they get. Sometimes some things ain't for you. You can't act, you got to wake up to your friends, to your family. What works for them don't work for you because God ain't gave you the grace for it. God ain't gave you the grace to deal. Some people say, man, I want to take that off that woman. I know you couldn't handle that woman. That's why I got her. I can't handle her, girl. I would take that off that man. No, you wouldn't. That's why you ain't with them. They belong to them. God give you the grace to handle who you with. And don't let nobody tell you how to handle. Let me say this. To ladies, if they ain't got a man, don't listen to no single women. That's why they single. Brothers, don't listen to no old guy running around with all these chicks. That's why they ain't got no one woman. And they ain't got no money because they all paying the child support. Yeah, man, I'll go a lot further if I ain't had to pay all this child support. Well, support yourself and stop getting out there doing what you need to do. And I'm talking, I ain't beating up on no men or beating on no women, but they need to wake up to the fact. Why are we going to do the vicious cycle and guess what? Make another fatherless generation. That's why our little girls run around like they men. And they don't know what's going to happen in the near future. It's hard to be a man. As a man, it's hard to be a man. So why I'm gonna take all other attributes? Same way with men, being women. I ain't trying to put no stuff on me like that. I don't even want to shave. And I know how I get up in the morning.
Hi, I'm Pastor Terry Allen, and if you're looking for a real church, come on out to God's Perfect Will Ministries, where you'll be welcomed with an intimate environment, a spirit-filled atmosphere. The Word of God is preached in love. Also visit us on our website for exciting upcoming events and announcements, and you can join us as a covenant partner. Always remember, God's Perfect Will Ministry, a place where a misfit can fit. Now back to the message.
When I know I can be nasty. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm be real. Because now in the church, we don't talk about the social issues. I ain't gonna sit here and say and tell y'all, give me $100 and God gonna bless you. I don't need to do that. You read your Bible. God told you to bless you if you do right. Amen. That's the word. I ain't gotta lie to you. I ain't gonna tell you you're gonna get more than what you're getting. I ain't gonna tell you gotta give me $100 either. Because if you pay your tithes and your offering, God will bless you. Come on, Patty. And the tithes and the offering is not just for me to walk around in a Bentley. The tithes and the offering is for you to have resources, a storehouse, so when something goes down, we can get blessed. Come on. It's for you. Because we're supposed to have a storehouse, so when you come for help, well, my baby needs some shoes. Well, we got some shoe money. Because if you go to the bank, wake up. If you don't put nothing in, you can't get nothing out. Come on. That's with life. You feed what's feeding you. If something's feeding you, you feed it. It's time for us just to get up out of the situations that we've been dealing with. How long are you going to lay down there and let things kill you? See, Jesus was in the grave, and they ran to the grave, and the angel said, well, wait a minute. Where's Jesus? He told you he was going to get up. Then he said, go. He said, go back to the place where he said, meet him when I resurrect. That's where you go. That's where he is. And we was talking about it the other day. Some people don't believe that you're going to get back up. They're going to leave you right there where they left you 2 years ago, buried in the grave. They're going to put the stone over you, and they don't even though you are delivered and you got out of the situation, oh, they used to sleep around. They used to smoke weed. They used to do that. Oh, I got up. And so they'll see you still there, and they will put you right back in your past. You done left that life 10 years ago. You don't do that no more. Man, she used to sleep around. Well,